Hey guys, it's Gus, and let's talk about a few things, shall we? Mm, the first thing I want to talk about is there's a ton of events going on right now. Uh, right now there's a two-time refinement event, so on certain days in Dread Ring, you can get 2 times rank 5 enchanting stones. But what's crazy about this is usually this event's only like every couple months. And we got one this week. We got one in 2 more weeks, and then we got one in October as well. And what that really, that's great for some people, but bad for others because a lot of free-to-play players rely on that event to farm Dread Ring and then sell them later on. The prices are still currently high on PlayStation, even though there's a two-time event, but I believe that's because a lot of people are upgrading their artifacts for their new bards and or upgrading their journals if they didn't have them before. But those are side notes. The really big thing that's coming up is this. Next week is a trade bar discount. And if this event is like anything like the past, stuff will go super cheap. And let me show you. Oh, not the bazaar. And let's go enchantments and runestones. So typically you'll see a lot of these rank 14s that sell for 1,000 trade bars. They'll be down to 800. And generally in the past events, the market will be flooded with these. So prices will drop. So if you're a buyer, if you're going to be buying these, wait till next week. It might be much better than buying them this week. If you're a seller, I'm selling right now, expecting the prices to go down. Sorry to everybody who's been trying to sell as well, because I've been selling a lot. Going pretty low too, just expecting that these will keep dropping. And then the Indoms will drop as well, and Empowered and all the other runestones. What's interesting about this is the timing of this event, because the very following week is pardon my slow movement. The following next week is the Astro Lockbox. Sorry, my mouth is dry. I've shown a couple videos on this lockbox. Last event I bought 16,000 of them. I don't know if that induced other people to buy them, but I still have 5,000 left. And the market has a lot of them, and it's not because they're bad lockboxes the prices have gone down. There's a lot of people selling them. These lockboxes are really good. They're underappreciated, I think. They're much better for your tunes that you're trying to level or gear up, because they drop a lot of goodies, but they're bound to your account or your character, so you can't sell them. You know, a lot of people that open these are like, I didn't get a legendary mount. It's like, who? That's just gravy. The trade bars and the companion and mount upgrade tokens, that's what you should be going for. And if you get a legendary mount, then great. The companions in them are kind of doo-doo now as well. It's like a Razorwood, a Bullet Pup, just ones that generally are pretty cheap in the auction house. Not big, there's an oversupply of them, and generally they're not wanted. So what's my advice for this Astro Lockbox event? If you're gonna buy them to resell them for a profit, if you're on PS4, I probably wouldn't do that. Why? Because there's people that still have lockboxes from not the last lockbox, but the lockbox before that. There's a lot of them in the market, and I'm gonna have another 1 billion of these. I don't care if they sell or not. What else am I gonna do? So the prices will stay and probably stay really low. So we'll see. But if you're buying them to resell them, it's stiff, guys. Just look in the auction house right now. Astro lockboxes. If you look at them, I have these listings. These are actually being sold for a loss. These ones are being sold for an exact gain, because with VIP 12 and the sale, we can get them for 60. In order to sell them minus the 10% auction house fees, you have to sell them for this price to get your money back. I'm actually losing a little bit. I don't care. I made plenty out the first 10,000 I sold. But the market's flooded, and a lot of people just aren't listing them because of how many of them are, how many other people are listing. So just because it says there's only 263 listings, there's a lot more. So you can buy them for later resale. I just think there will be more competition for selling this time around than the previous few times. But something good could happen. You know, they should probably upgrade this lockbox and put a mythic insignia in there instead of the legendary and epics. So this lockbox is due for a change to keep up with the times. It would be great for the economy. Well, at least on PS4. But the first time they came out with this, it dropped our Zax's backlog by 10 million. It was great. It went from 42 million to 32 million backlog, and it's back up to 35 million. So be careful if you're buying these to resell them. There's a lot. The market's flooded. I'm going to continue to flood the market with them. They're fun trading. A lot of people want them, and so they'll trade for them. And or I'll open them if I can't sell them. I don't care. So that's the first thing. I also made a video a while back about people selling boxes for cheap, and that video worked because there's been a lot less that I've been able to snatch. The last video I had like 300 or 400. Well, since the last two-time event, I've gotten 51 of these and 6 of these, and I got them all for under 25k. So I spent just under 1.4 million on them. Let's see if we can get lucky real quick. Let's open them up. Oh god, the Greater Cloak of Saradine. Let's see how many rank 5s. Oh, my TV just went out. One sec. Okay. Okay, and then let's open up these 6. Okay, they give 2. Darn, I was hoping they gave 3. Soul Sight Crystal, amazing. So we got 62, and I think they're selling for, no, wrong one. Refinement 5, epic. So these say 20, so 25,000 each. These just got listed. They should go up to 30,000, but let's just say we sell them for 25 each, and we just got 62 of them. So 62 times 25,000 is 1.55 million. After auction house fees, it would come out to be almost exactly break even if we sell them at the 30k price. Where were we? We also got some of these. They sell. That sells. These don't sell. Those are giveaways. The demos definitely sell. So it's a small profit if I sell now, but I'm definitely holding on. So if you go to Dread Ring, today is Liberation, and when you do Liberation, all it gives you is you get gemstones. So you gotta wait. I forget what today's called, but it gives you they give you 2 times. They give you rank 5 enchanting stones. And let's see what we just. Oh, good. It looks like I gotta list these Astro boxes real quick, guys. Hold on. I don't mean to waste your guys' time doing this, but trying to get rid of as many as I can so I can buy even more. They take up inventory space. And let's do 10 more. 6659. Okay. Let's make sure I didn't list them incorrectly, which I have done many times. There. Okay, so there's also, if you go to the Zen Market, and I made a Facebook about this, and there's So it's hard to put in writing. So these storyteller journals, they're commonly listed as BIS. I've listed them as BIS as well. Um, Here's the deal with them. They're great for solo content. They're great for dungeons. When you get to trials, i.e. Tom and Zero, they're rarely, if ever, used. Ideally, to have the best team you can make, you won't have any of them. You might have one. So a lot of the newer players, when we take them into Tom, I'll be like, "Hey, put on this," and I'm like, "Well, I won't have my 3 times journals." I'm like, ugh. This is Tom, bud. It's Jane had probably the most visited website ever when Tom came out. I visited Jane's website 10, 20 times trying to figure out what I could do to beat Tom. And the story hasn't changed. Debuff artifacts are still the way to go. So the deal about these is they're really expensive because most people don't have Zen unless they're spending money. They've waited the 2.5 months on PlayStation. God knows how long on PC, like 7 months, 8 months. So if you want to buy these right now, go to miscellaneous and type in story, and I'm guessing 2.3, 2.4 mil, 2.6 mil. Let's do this real quick. So 2600000 divided by 750. That's equivalent to paying 3,466 Zen for those. The markup is very high on those. Very high. Wait. Yeah. They're almost triple what people are paying for them. So if you want 3 of them to get the 3 times bonus, which is amazing, but not so much in trials, you're going to be spending 7.8 million just on the 3 artifacts. Then you have to upgrade them, and then you got to buy the pages for them. And you're gonna buy it. I think there's 4 or 5 pages per artifact, and when the Wondrous Bazaar, they're 200k, unless you have the VIP discount, which brings them down to 150k. Yeah, there's 5 per artifact. 5, that's 750,000 times 2 artifacts. That's another 1.5 million. So you're spending 10 million on these artifacts. They're gonna help you for questing and zone and dungeons, but not trials. Unless you have tons of diamonds, these will not help you beat a dungeon. If you're either gonna beat it or you're not. They help, but not that much. So they're loved by everybody, but 10 million, that's so much that you could spend on something that you could use for trials as well. I have them, but I got them for free because when they had the events, it was literally you did 1 run times 5 and you got enough of the campaign currency to buy an artifact. So in 1 hour you could get the artifact. The pages were a different story. You had to grind almost the whole event for those. But my story is kind of, you had to be on a good team that could get it 5 times without dying, without wiping. I forget. Why don't people use Frozen? Well, because they're using debuffs instead. There's the Hellster Sap Blast Scepter. There's the Sparkling Fate Emblem. Now, this is only 5% debuff. Okay, it's not 10. It says 15 seconds. I don't know if that's true or not. Thirst, which is a pain in the ass to use, but if you find a player willing to use it, use it. Charm, it's a pain. It takes like 2 seconds to cast. Token is another pain, but it's still 10%. Knives, Heart of the Black Dragon. And then you also got the Vanguard Banner, which you can't get anymore, but it's a 5% for 30 seconds. And then the Lantern of Revelation, which everybody can get for free. This artifact is amazing. I host something every single day in Zone Chat. At least I host Bell. And every person who comes to Bell that I don't know almost inevitably has the worst, I call it the worst artifact in the game. And that is the Staff of Flowers. Why do I call this bad? Well, one, look at its price. It's 500,000 for a green. You can get it for free if you get lucky in Emmy. Good luck. 850 for a purple. And what's it do? It does nothing. Crit strike and power for 10 seconds or 12 seconds supposedly, but generally that's not going to do anything. And it slows the enemies and does a little tick damage. Big deal. You can get Lantern and upgrade it to mythic quality for less than what it costs to get a green staff of flowers. And you're going to help the team much more so with the Lantern of a Revelation or any of the other 9 artifacts I just listed. And if you have a debuff, chances are whoever's hosting, if you're not, will work around it and have another player who can have a different debuff. Or if everybody has a Lantern, you guys just take turns casting 10 seconds apart. Anything's better than this stupidly expensive artifact that how many players I've seen that this is their only mythic artifact. I'm like, what guy told you this? I'm not a... Staff of Fires isn't great, guys. You do you, though. I mean, it's 450 item level. It does give crit and power. Okay. So we did a video yesterday of completing Zerial, and we beat the record that I honestly didn't think we would beat. It was an amazing record set by Xbox, and they had a really coordinated team, and they used a summon companion that we originally broke the record on, and they broke it the next day, and I applaud them. It was amazing, and it was unbelievable, and we thought it'd never be beaten. They beat it in 5 minutes and 51 seconds. Well, we beat it by a whopping 1 second yesterday. And how we did that was we coordinated. We had one person using Frozen. We picked who was going to use that based off of different criteria. But everybody runs debuffs. You can't go wrong with debuffs. You can't beat... And if your team's not that good, you can beat content you're not supposed to beat with debuff artifacts. They're so good. We can't stress that enough. And a lot of the newer players that are coming up don't know that. And then when they get to endgame, when I say endgame, I'm speaking Tom and Zerial. They don't have them. They have a bunch of mythics, just none of the 9 that I mentioned. And you should really focus on those. They don't help you too much in soloing, and they don't help you too much in questing. But when you get to trials, if that's your goal, you really want to get those artifacts, guys. And did I have one more thing I want to talk about? I did. I just can't remember. Okay, so we talked about, quick recap, we talked about Astral lockboxes. A lot of people who bought them aren't really making a lot of profit trying to resell them. Super competitive. Refinement boxes, don't listen for 20k because I will buy them or somebody else will buy them before me. The journals, it's up to you guys. But when you get to trials, you're not going to use them. So are you going to spend 10 million plus on something you won't be able to use at endgame? Up to you. They've been best in slot for almost 3 years now. I would not be a bit surprised if they came out with something better, which coincidentally happened last month when they had the 50% VIP sale on improved bag of holdings, and then the next week they introduced the mythic bags with 12 extra bag slots for 1/3 the price. Not on sale. So I just think they're so expensive. They're great for most content, but for endgame you're not really going to use them. And then debuff artifacts, guys, we can't stress that enough. That's how we accomplished what we accomplished yesterday. Alright, stay classy, Neverwinter. See you soon.